Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we really roll in today's show on this May the 4th, first Saturday.
First Saturday in
Which
May.
means we bring back the Brother Darryl and Daryl show, Gene Smith and
Did you
Dave
get out?
Gabbard. What were you going to say?
Did you get out for May Day? Dance around the maypole?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
The pole was real short this year. So didn't have far to run, that's for sure. But, hey, we like to talk shooting competition. We like to talk anything that does deal with the firearms. And, of course, Dave is familiar with a lot of the firearms part. And we like to have this young lady on as often we can. She's from McKenzie, Tennessee. She is the oversees the Scholastic Action Shooting for the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Foundation, and that's our good friend Lacey Lane. Good morning, Lacey.
Good morning.
All right, now I understand. Now, Dave has told me as we jump into this, a lot of my listeners may not still know, despite what we think we know, about action shooting. So before we talk about last weekend's big event that I understand was huge, tell us a little bit about Scholastic Action Shooting.
Well, Scholastic Action Shooting is dealing with pistols and rifles, a lot of 22 action rifles. And, you shoot speed targets. It's all a timed event. There's 4 different courses, and there's 5 targets on each bay. So it goes from 4th grade all the way up to full-time college students.
From 4th grade up?
Yes, sir.
I can imagine a 4th grader standing out there.
A fourth grader with a 22 rifle.
Yes.
There's nothing like it.
And having to do this on the clock, so to speak, right? I mean, this is
That's right.
Their little hearts are pounding away, and the parents' hearts are even pounding more. And I'm sure you as a coordinator are double pounding. So
that's right.
So as Dave looks at me like the deer with headlights here, I'm trying to visualize this experience with, like, say, last weekend. Dave tells me he had over 300 participants. Is that pretty close?
I had 315 entries last Saturday.
And that was at the Carroll County Shooting Range, right? Up near Huntington.
That's correct.
Say that number one more time.
315 entry.
All right. Of that 315 entry, and you've got them from 4th grade up.
4th grade up.
So which division would be the most in one number-wise? What are we talking about?
I would say iron rifle and optic rifle have the most competitors in it because that's where the younger kids can join.
Okay, Dave.
And then the rimfire pistol would come in next.
The rimfire pistol. So, Dave, talk about it, Dave.
Well, it's just, the rimfire pistol, there's two really handgun divisions there. You got a rimfire pistol.
Yeah.
And then you'll graduate as you get older into the centerfire pistol.
Okay.
And still limited to.
So the young people are using the rimfire.
Yeah, the 22.
The 22
rimfires.
And
then the rifle division, it's still 22 rimfire, no centerfires. But, like Lacey said, you break it down into 2 divisions, optics and open sights, really.
Open sights, okay.
Right.
So now you're telling me then, and this is growing, right, Lacey? You've been how long have you been doing this now? A couple of years? 3?
Yes, sir. This is our 4th year.
4th year. So talk about where it was when you started and where it is now.
We started at about 100 and I want to say 152 entries.
Golly.
And most of those were just our local kids.
Yeah. And
then the second year we might have went up 50 more from that, and then the third year we jumped to about 300, and this year we were at 315, 317, somewhere right there.
That's amazing. And these you have shooters coming from where?
all over. We had people from Wisconsin.
What? I thought this was Tennessee. So you got them coming from Wisconsin? Where?
We've got them coming from everywhere.
that
I do an in-state trophy and an out-of-state trophy just for the kids that want to come and come down and shoot with us.
So how many would you estimate are out of state? Would you say of that 300 and what you had?
I'd probably say about 50.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have? Is this competition in every state now? Is this growing?
It's growing big time. I predict it to be almost as big as the SETP program.
Oh, now that's pretty big. Big talk there now.
It's the same kids that shoot the SETP that are transitioning over into pistol and rifle.
So how does one start in this? And Dave could probably tell me that, but I want to hear it from you.
Hunter safety first.
Well, that's a go. Hunter safety and learn.
They can get involved with their school, or we can join as a club. I know McKenzie started out trying to do the school thing, but they're a club organization. There's a lot of schools that support it, and then some of them that just come out as a gun club and join.
So how in the world do you coordinate that many kids? And was that a 3-day event, 2-day event? What was it?
It was actually a 4-day event.
I had
Mackenzie and Bethel come in the Thursday and Friday before, and then Saturday and Sunday I shot the rest of the kids competed.
Oh man, give me a Xanax. Give me something like that. You know, I can't imagine how much ammo do you go through.
A lot. We went through a lot of spray paint too.
A lot
cases and cases of spray paint.
Because you got to repaint the metal targets.
You got to repaint the metal targets.
You know, in between each relay, because
is that your job? You have that job? Are you the painter?
I've had that job before.
Yeah, that would be a job good for Gene Smith to retire to.
I've done that at the range up in Clarksville. The range up there.
Yeah, you painted the targets to make sure.
Right.
All right. We're talking to Lacey Lane about the Scholastic Action Shooting. We've talked a lot about here on Scholastic Shooting Sports, what's going on with the boom right there. But this is a kickoff of something that we have actually watched here on the show, not necessarily being there, but we have seen the progress. So I'm thinking, what's the limit here? I mean, were you at capacity last weekend? I mean, is there a chance that
Saturday we shot till 6:30 at night, and then Sunday we had awards about 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Oh my goodness!
So if it gets any larger, we'll have to make it a 2-weekend event.
Oh my goodness! And this is I mean, for this to have this many competitors.
A lot of volunteers.
Yeah, a lot. That's what I'm saying. It takes a lot of volunteers, but it takes also a lot of being on time. And you said you finished at 6:30. What time did y'all start?
We started at 8 o'clock that morning.
Okay, and of course you get paid by the hour, so that makes it a lot.
I wish.
I
wish.
Makes so. What's your reason you think because of the success of this?
Well, I think it's just the same kids that's shooting SETP that are wanting to get involved in it. And some of the kids are smaller and can't handle a shotgun, so they get involved in the 22 and then eventually transition over into shotgun. I've had a lot of kids grow up in McKenzie so far that I've seen that started with a rifle, and now they're shooting shotguns. So it's a good transition sport.
Do you see that, Dave?
It's a good... You know, people say shooting. Well, that's shooting. But no, it's more than that, because if you have a young shooter, he gets up there on the line, and he shoots, and he does not get the desired result he wants, then he's got to look at himself and analyze, hey, what did I do wrong?
Yes.
And then what do I do to correct it? You know,
right.
It teaches, plus discipline, because, you know, they got their equipment. They've got, got to keep up with the equipment and everything. And it's just those young people up there, in these programs who get to handle firearms all the time and shoot safely.
Yeah.
You won't have to worry about them. No. The rest of their lives, where they said, well, I was cleaning my gun and it went off.
They're going to be permit holders and things along along that line. And I look at this, and we're kind of a hotbed. I mean, someone tossed at me the percentage of competitors in the scholastic action shooting. Tennessee we got to rank way up there as far as the percentage of nationwide, don't we?
Oh yes, sir. We're in the top. We're in the top 5 for sure.
Top 5, okay. And you started with 50.
Yes, sir.
The original 50.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't imagine starting with 50 and working up. We got a couple of minutes here. I got to ask you, and Dave says, so what's next? We got something else coming up, or are we? Are we over or what?
Well, we're looking at doing a couple matches in the fall out here at the range. So,
good. Okay.
Carroll County Shooting Sports Park will host a couple more shoots for us, and then that'll probably be it for the year.
So, how do kids get involved in this? Where do they go to find out information?
You can go to our website. It's www.twrf.net and then they can contact me personally, and I can get their coach set up, and we can go from there.
Well, it sounds like it's a fun thing,
and I'm and Lacey's got something going on all the time with the foundation.
Yeah,
she's fixing.
There's always something.
She leads this, and she coordinates what we call the Toys Summit, the Tennessee Outdoor Youth Summit.
Yeah, I like that.
So when does that come up, Lacey?
That's in July.
Okay,
in July, and that's at where? It's
around the 14th. It's the week of the 14th in July, and it'll be at the Crossville 4-H Center.
That's a great place. I think that's where they have the Becoming Outdoor Woman somewhere over there.
They do that,
It is.
Yeah.
It is. That's where we host a lot of our events.
Yeah. Well, that's a great one. Lacey, thank you. Appreciate you being with us on Outdoor. And we'll stay in touch. And Gabbert is always there if you need him, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Lacey Lane of the Tennessee Scholastic Action Shooting Program. All right, we're going to take a break. You got something else you're going to say real quick?
No, just as talking about shooting. Tennesseans, we're noted to be
shooters.
Shooters,
yeah.
From Herb Parsons to Alvin York to
Well, so many things TWRA offers young people.
That's what we need to
get. And toys is one of my favorites.
Toys is one of yours. That's one of mine too. Let's take a break. Come right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.